This special Today's Homeowner podcast is brought to you by Broan-NuTone. Come home to fresh air. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special Today's Homeowner podcast. We have a very good friend of mine with us right now, Dave Jones, Senior Marketing Communications Manager for Broan-NuTone. Dave, always good to talk to you.
Hey, great talking with you as well.
Boy, I tell you, I love America, and I love Americana, and nothing more American than an American company that's been around a long time. I'll tell you, what is it, 85 years almost that Broan's been around?
It's almost 90 years
Whoa.
now. I think it was, I can't believe it myself. I haven't been there quite that long, but it's amazing to have that kind of history, right? There's very few companies these days that have that sort of heritage, and we've been here in the Wisconsin area. I think we started in Milwaukee technically and moved out sort of to the beautiful countryside. I think it was probably in the 50s and have been there since. That's our main headquarters at our main manufacturing plant. We make just about everything there. It's a great crowd of people and an awesome community.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful place, beautiful town, beautiful surroundings, and I've been able to, of course, I've been working with Broan-NuTone for over 20 years, and being able to go to the factory, which is always interesting to me when you've got that load of raw materials on that end of the building, and they got them in boxes headed to the stores at the other end of the building, and going in there in many years ago, there was 75 or 80 people working, around the clock everywhere. And then I walk back in the same building and there's 3 because the robots have shown up, and just amazing how the process and the technology and the advancements in manufacturing are allowing y'all to still make these great products, but being able to keep the cost down because of the volume.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we've got some really cool robotics. I think we just invested recently in some really cool high-end, high-tech robots to do some welding and stuff for us. But oddly enough, we've not let go people, and I don't know how long. It seems like every time we add a new robot, it means we can do more work, and we need more hands to help do more work.
Right.
It's just the craziest thing, which is great. And like I said, the community is loving having us there. We can't hire enough people. There's just so many jobs, and we're putting out so much great products into people's homes across the country. It's a cool feeling. It's fun. We love it.
Oh yeah, it is it's the atmosphere and the camaraderie that we have when we're around there. It's always a lot of fun. Hey, I want to remind everybody about a very special Healthy Home Week promotion that we're doing. First of all, todayshomeowner.com/healthyhome. We've aggregated all of these great tips and all these great videos, some fresh articles, all to try to put all that information about the importance of indoor air quality and some of the ways that you can really improve the ventilation that you have around your home. And over the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about a few more details, but just thought I would throw that out there. todayshomeowner.com/healthyhome. And the idea, Dave, about ventilating the home, if you guys are so good about breaking it down in very elementary ways of thinking about it. First of all, let's talk about the bathroom. You have an exhaust fan there. So many people have terrible experiences with loud, obnoxious exhaust fans, and maybe even the exhaust fan is not sized properly for that fan, and so you still end up with mold and mildew and the mirror fogging up and everything else. So the basic steps there, I guess, making sure you have the right size fan.
Yeah, that's key, right? You need a fan that fits the room, right? You've got a nice big bathroom, and you did a remodel recently, or decided that you wanted to expand it out in some way. You definitely have to look at the size of your fan. It definitely matters, and it may not be the size of the box, right? Sometimes it's the motor. In fact, we sell upgrades that you can put into your little kind of low-end, right, entry-level fan that might have been put in when the home was built, but you can upgrade to a faster fan that moves more air and really mitigate that humidity and moisture buildup, which leads to mold, mildew, and more cleaning, which none of us want to do.
That's for sure. Now, I'll tell you, those retro kits, the quick kits, every time I have shared one of those with anyone, I have always gotten the same comment. I can't believe how easy that was because, with using the same housing You have that. You're able to take that fan motor out. In many cases, we're talking about one screw. You're unplugging that, and then you're putting the new kit in, and then you end up with something that's more powerful and very important to a lot of people, much quieter, and you're still using the same housing. And the good news, no visit to the attic. That's a big thing.
That's exactly right. Nobody likes to crawl up there. I don't want to get full of insulation. I don't even want my handyman to get full of insulation. Yeah, so this is definitely one of those easy do-it-yourself projects that, honestly, 15 minutes and you can be done and have a much better sounding fan in your bathroom, and that's important. Absolutely.
Now, I'll tell you another thing that I think is great. I love music and love being able to have music, wherever I go. In the shower, being able to have the Bluetooth technology that comes along with the Sensonic fan. Tell everybody about that, because it's fun to talk about that, and people go, well, that doesn't make sense. And then you see the light bulb goes off and goes, I want one of those. So tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. The Sensonic fan is a powerful bath fan. I think it comes at 110 CFM, so good enough for any decent-sized bathroom. But it's got a built-in stereo Bluetooth speaker, right? So as soon as you turn that fan on, you've got your music, your podcast. You can listen to today's Homeowners podcast while you're getting ready for your day and be ready for your weekend, plan those DIY things. And actually coming up, I think in the next, we'll call it a couple months here, maybe early next year, is going to be a Bluetooth fan with the speaker in it, or a Bluetooth speaker in it, and it'll come with a color-changing light module. So you can kind of set a move, have your little dance party, or sing the Rubber Ducky song with the kids.
Disco's coming back then, I guess. Wow.
It never left, Danny. It never left.
Yeah, the Chroma Comfort LED unit that you have now that allows that changing colors is when you're looking for personality and you're looking for your own style and still have the function and the advantages of a quiet, powerful exhaust fan, I think that's pretty cool that you're able to integrate in some of those elements like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that people want to have a custom bathroom, right? We're changing out our lights and we're putting in that CCT or temperature control lighting, and we're putting in all kinds of fixtures and new counters and new vanities. Why shouldn't we worry about how our bath fan looks and sounds and the features that it provides us? So, yeah, great ventilation and a great time, right? Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. And, something that we did recently is, and it just amazed the homeowners that we were working with on one of the episodes of our television show is, they had a fan. It wasn't terrible looking and so forth, but they were, like most people talk about, I just don't have enough light in here. I've got just this one light and I'm over here, I need more light. And then we pulled that grill down and we put the replacement grill that has the LED light built in. And not only did it provide a lot more illumination in the bathroom, but just the type of color temperature that comes from an LED light like that. We did a lot to that bathroom, but I think their most satisfying thing is to see that change in their existing exhaust fan.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that, right? They might have that exhaust fan without a light, or it's dim, or it's got a really old incandescent bulb in it that just isn't producing for them. You can barely see, right? I want to see that I'm getting clean or see that I'm cleaning the bathroom.
That's right.
A quick and simple upgrade. You can't beat that. And that bright white light, it may not look nice in the mirror, but you sure will be able to see yourself and make sure that everything's ship shape.
Since indoor air quality is so important, we're bringing you this special Today's Homeowner podcast brought to you by Broan-NuTone. We'll be right back. Looking for easy home improvements? Instantly refresh the look of your bathroom by changing the grill on your bath fan or by adding one with a decorative light. If your mirror stays foggy after a shower, it's time for a new bath fan altogether. The Broan Upgrade Kit lets you convert your bath fan to a new one in less than 10 minutes. In the kitchen, consider replacing your range hood with a Broan under cabinet hood. It's so easy to install, you don't even need a contractor. Learn more at Broan.com. Broan-NuTone, come home to fresh air. Well, Dave, I remember a year and a half ago or so that you guys were nice enough to invite me out to a special meeting out in Arizona that you were introducing some of the new products. And some of them were not even on, a lot of them were not even on the market yet. And I always appreciate when someone can peel back the curtain and let me, take a look at it and value my opinion on it and so forth. But I'll tell you, Surface Shield that you guys have been working so hard to develop. And what I've mentioned to a lot of people over the years, some people rush to get things to the marketplace, and that generally is a big mistake. others make sure that they can stick behind whatever product they put out there. And that's what I've always been the 20 plus years I have worked with Broan-NuTone. I know that that's the case. And that's the case with Surface Shield. And I wanted to mention that this was being developed that far ago because some people might think it's a reaction to the COVID situation that we're going through. But you guys have been working on this sensitive issue for a long, long time. And now Surface Shield is here. Tell us about all that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We've been planning on bringing to market Surface Shield, which is a bacteria, mold, and mildew killing LED light module in one of our fans because we knew that was a problem in people's bathrooms. Like we were talking about earlier, right? You have to have proper ventilation to mitigate that moisture buildup, which leads to mold and mildew. Well, what this light does is it kills those mold and mildew spores along with bacteria that might be sitting on your counter, right? Bathrooms aren't always the cleanest place. And this, in spite of a good cleaning regimen, bleaching things and whatnot, as soon as you're done cleaning, that bacteria is floating back down onto the surfaces again and starting to propagate, right? You just can't stop it unless you've got a product like this that combines powerful ventilation with that bacteria and mold and mildew fighting light. And yeah, I mean, we've been thinking about it for a while. It was something that's been in progress probably for a few years. And it just so happened, unfortunately, the timing was right for us to have that into the marketplace in time for a pandemic like we're seeing now and people being more concerned with what's in their air and what are those little creepy crawlers that are floating around in there and making sure that you can get rid of those things. So we do spend a lot of time in development thinking these things through and trying to figure out what our homeowners want, right? We all have lives to live and want to make sure that we're healthy, our families are healthy, our rooms are clean, our homes last a long time, and we're working to make sure that people get those lives that they want.
Well, as you know, we're headed out to California very soon for the winner of the Healthiest Home in America contest, and we're just thrilled that she's very thrilled, too, that we're going to be able to not only install a number of Broan products to improve her indoor air quality, but including the Surface Shield. So you'll see that on an upcoming episode of the Today's Homeowner television show. So when you're talking about, we've been talking about bathrooms, but you know what? Ventilation is throughout the entire house, and people are putting exhaust fans in laundry rooms. They put them in kitchens, they put them in closets, and I'll tell you something that I have had in that I have right now in my master bathroom is the humidity sensing type of exhaust fan, which I think of that as a perfect application for laundry rooms. And I basically leave my fan on all the time, but it doesn't come on until that humidity in that particular area of the house rises up to a certain point where, of course, that can be during the shower or bath, but also with the laundry room. So many times that can be a room that is so hot and so moist and so prone to mold and mildew. That humidity sensing fan is great in a lot of areas of the home.
Oh, absolutely. And then don't forget about a home gym. We're all home a little bit
That's
more
right
now,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's another room that's moisture prone. And another room that we don't think about that we pump moisture into is a nursery, right? A lot of people are concerned with dry air with their infants and they want moisture, but there's a certain point where it gets too much. And a lot of these humidifiers don't have a control to turn off when the humidity reaches a certain level. So even putting one of those types of fans or a fan like that with a wall switch that does the same thing, can really be a benefit to homeowners in a really big way. Absolutely.
Well, you might not have as much humidity, but you got a lot of things going on in a kitchen, especially if you're, again, we're all staying at home a lot more, cooking a lot more, but maybe a few people are gaining a few pounds here and there. But boy, that getting rid of those carcinogens and getting rid of all of the moisture and the odors out of a kitchen is very important. And I'll tell you, those over-the-range microwaves, so they may be convenient because they're not sitting on the counter, but I just don't think people realize how it's not doing the trick because most of them are recirculating, which let's just call it worthless. Others, even if they're exhausting to the outside, they just still don't do the type of job a full coverage, properly sized range hood will do.
Absolutely. I'm in that category of people that have gained weight in the COVID pandemic here, doing a little more cooking, but no, you're right. The range hood is, or the kitchen, I should say, is probably the most polluted room in the home. We spend a lot of time in there. Sometimes we've got the pet dishes in there, and we're cooking, and there's a dishwasher, and there's cleaning chemicals as we're cleaning up after our cooking messes, right? All that's in our air. We're breathing it in. In fact, when you smell that lemony, fresh pine sol or whatever it is smell from spraying on your counters, that's actually a negative, right? You're breathing in those harsh chemicals. Now, while they smell nice, that's not good for your lungs, right? So we need to get that out, keep that cleaning, but keep that ventilation going. And you're right about the over-the-range microwave. They are not the best choice for a really healthy home, a really healthy kitchen. In fact, most of them don't stretch far enough over the range to even cover the front burners, which is where we spend most of our time cooking, right? Those are generally the most used burners. So, yeah, take a look at what you got at home, folks, see what you're working with there and measure it out and look and see what sort of depth you're getting and really see if you're getting a good capture rate on your range hood there or on your over-the-range microwave, and then make the decision to put in a range hood.
Exactly. I mean, we've done that many times where, removing, and people say, well, I got to have my microwave. Well, we agree with you on that.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, the big trend these days is to put that microwave down at the base cabinet, in the base cabinet. Very easy to alter a base cabinet, and particularly an island cabinet, so that you can get that down lower. That's perfect for anyone that may be in a wheelchair. The kids get old enough, they can help out a little bit with the microwave. So it's another way of being able to do that. Just want to remind you about our special web page that we have set up right this minute at todayshomeowner.com/healthyhome. A lot of great information on all of the things that Dave and I are talking about right now, so you can improve your indoor air quality. We'll be right back. Bath fans aren't just for the bathroom anymore. Moisture and poor air quality can affect any room in the house. Home gyms, nurseries, and craft rooms are just a few places you might find moisture, allergens, and toxins. Poor indoor air can lead to health issues. Broan has a wide variety of humidity and motion sensing ventilation fans, and for the music lover, an exhaust fan with Bluetooth technology and speakers that let you sing along to your favorite tunes. Learn more at Broan.com. Broan-NuTone, come home to fresh air. Another thing I wanted to touch on is the whole house ventilation, because when we installed an ERV a year or so ago, Energy Recovery Unit, that it was really surprising how easy it was. But boy, when you start thinking of that concept of introducing fresh air into your home while you're exhausting stale air, but being able to capture the temperature of the air so that you're not pumping in 20-degree air or 90-degree air, and so that really builds on the efficiency of the unit, and certainly very, very effective in cleaning up the inside of the home.
Yeah, that's right. There are quick and easy 3 ways to ventilate your home. You can do exhaust ventilation, just turn on the fans and let air naturally get in. You can run supply air in, which is sort of what you're referencing, and just run air directly into your house from outside, filter it before it gets in. Or you do this balanced ventilation or whole home ventilation, where you're putting in an energy recovery ventilator or a heat recovery ventilator and drawing that air in from outside, exhausting out that stale, dirty air. But really, ultimately, what you're getting out of it is fresh air into your home. It's pretty hard to get that without opening in a window. And you down there in the Great South, it gets a little warm in the summers. And we up here in the Great White North, it might get a little chilly in the winter. And I'm not opening my windows, I can tell you that much. So we've got to have a great way to bring fresh air in. And these ventilators that sort of have the air cross paths and transfer some of that energy, some of that heat and cold from the air streams, makes it very efficient for you to bring fresh air into your home without putting that extra load on your furnace and air conditioner. And the added benefit of, you can put up to, I think, a MERV 13 filter on some of these, which really cancels out just about anything that would come into your home. So you're bringing in fresh, healthy air and getting all that other stuff out of your home.
Boy, that's perfect. And one thing that we didn't mention that clearly is another very important aspect of it, on any of these fans that we're talking about, any of the exhaust fans, range hoods, that air has to go outside, not just in the attic. There's millions of homes right now that are pumping stale air and very harmful air and hot, moist air into their attic. That's better than pumping it in your home, but not much better. Boy, that's so important to get that ventilation all the way to the outside.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially if you have an older home, right? They're not built super tight, so there's a little bit of leakage from your attic into your home. So you're really not getting rid of it at all. It's just leaking right back in. So it's imperative that you get that out of your home, get it away from your home, exhaust it out through the roof or wherever you can get it out, away from people, and get that fresh air back into your home.
Well, I know that we've stirred up some interest, and hopefully people that want to gather a little more information. Again, today's homeowner.com/healthyhome is one place, but I tell you what, the Broan-NuTone sites are pretty darn comprehensive.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're working hard at getting more information out there for people. Just recently, we posted a study on our website about how people recognize indoor air quality in their homes and what the effects are of being home in this COVID era, and some really good information there on that, and good information on how to ventilate your home properly. Everything from a simple bath fan upgrade all the way to a whole home ventilation system. We've got it all.
There you go. So that would be Broan.com or NuTone.com. And we certainly appreciate it. Dave Jones, Senior Marketing Communications Manager, and overall pretty sharp cookie, I'll tell you.
I appreciate that, sir.
Well, thanks so much, Dave, and we'll definitely do this again. We could talk about it over and over and over. And you know what? We're making a difference. We can tell by the people that interact with us here at Today's Homeowner, they're understanding more and more about the importance of it, and we're getting a lot of questions about really zeroing in on unique situations that shows me that they're putting a lot of this stuff in action. So it's going to make for a much healthier atmosphere, and we'll keep pounding away at it. Dave, you take care, and hope to talk to you again really soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, sir. Talk to you soon.